So you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You could be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. And so if you'd like to listen to this in a still position, you can feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And just allow yourself to fidget, adjust, stretch, move in whatever ways feel good in your body and bones and joints. And doing your best to not think about the movements, but just letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good. And if what feels best for you right now is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And there is no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But at any point, if you're feeling ready to come to that still position, then you may do so. Just feeling that the spine is nice and straight in whatever position you have chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. And you can mark your arrival into your practice today, into your body today, with a full, intentional, cleansing breath. A long and slow inhale in through the nose and just filling up to every corner and edge of you. And just holding that for a moment to really experience that sense of fullness. And without straining as you need to, slowly letting all of that go. Again, through the nose, exhaling bit by bit. Just gently pulling the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for just a moment to just experience that sense of emptiness. And allow your next breath to come as it's needed. And there's no rush whatsoever. You can continue to breathe just like this for as long as it feels good and helpful. But at any point, if you haven't already, you can just release this guidance over your breath altogether. And allow yourself to step back and up in the mind as you come into that role of the observer or the witness. Into that point of view where you can simply witness the fact that your body is breathing, rather than having any direct influence over the rhythm or depth of your breath. Just remembering how your body does breathe all on its own, without any of your doing or direction. Even when you are deep in sleep, your body functions perfectly to keep you alive. And so it is safe for you to release that control, to release any sense of responsibility for keeping yourself alive or holding yourself in any specific way. And you can shift into a more curious perspective. And just becoming curious of how you already are feeling. Not trying to feel anything specific or hold yourself to any expectations of how you think you should be feeling or how you would like to feel. But just becoming curious of how you already are feeling in this moment. And if there is pain present in your body or your mind or heart, doing your best to sit with that as well. And reminding yourself that having a meditation practice or any healing practice is not about ignoring all the bad things and only focusing on the good. It's not about shoving love and light on top of everything and kind of pretending that we are okay when we're not. But these practices are about showing up for yourself exactly as you already are, whatever that means. Finding a sense of acceptance with how you are right in this moment. Even if what you are feeling is not something that's pleasant or is painful. And just allowing yourself to release that extra layer of suffering that we all put on ourselves. That heaviest layer is often the resistance we have to what we are feeling. I know for myself, when I'm in severe pain, the pain is so much worse if I am constantly saying in my head, I wish I didn't feel this way. I want to feel better. Why am I feeling this way? All this questioning about the present moment and this resistance to what's happening right now. But if even just for a split second, you can exhale into whatever you are feeling and just reminding yourself that whatever I am feeling is exactly what I should be feeling, simply because I am feeling it. And you can let go of that heaviest, thickest layer of resistance and just allow yourself to be as you are right now. And know that there's nothing else that you need to be doing. There's nothing different that you need to be feeling. But again, staying in that curious perspective. And just wondering how you are feeling already. How you are feeling right now. And oftentimes when there is severe physical pain, especially present, it's almost begging for our attention. Pain is a very forceful anchor into this exact moment. Physical pain, physical sensations will only ever exist in this present moment. And so maybe your attention is being pulled toward a specific area that doesn't feel good. And you're trying to distract and go to a place that feels better, which can be exactly what you need at certain times. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But seeing if just for a moment, even if it's just for a second, you can challenge that and instead bring all of your awareness to those sensations, rather than resisting and trying to split your attention off. Instead, bringing all of your awareness to wherever that pain is and exhaling and finding one moment of acceptance with what you are feeling and reminding yourself that everything you are feeling is temporary. The only thing we can count on is that feelings change, that everything changes. So even when it feels like this is how you've always felt, this is how you always will feel, you can know that that is not true. It will never be true. And times of depression can be really successful at fooling us of this. I know for myself, when I'm in time periods where I'm depressed, it's almost like my mind tricks myself that this is how I've always been. And every time I've ever been happy, I was faking it. And this is just who I am, and this is how I always will be. But remembering that the same thing is true in really happy times of your life. You can think back to a time that you felt pure joy and love and connection. And remembering that the same is true even then. When you're in a really happy, carefree, or even exciting time of your life. Or inspired, when you feel inspired and happy and connected. It feels like this is the way I always am. This is how I've always been and how I always will be. But what we can know just from history is that feelings will change. Feelings can be cyclical, and we will move through cycles of physical sensations, emotional sensations, psychological, spiritual, in all aspects of life. We will move through phases. And you can just remember the moon as your teacher in this way. The moon moves through 28 cycles, or moves through cycles over 28 days, changing its face, changing its mood, if that makes sense. And in Hellenistic astrology, the moon is the physical representation of our body. Our body is just like the moon in that it is simply matter. It does not have its own light, but it reflects the light of the sun or soul, just like our body is animated by our own inner spark, our own soul. And there will be times where you feel like a full moon and you feel totally illuminated by your soul, by life, by the universe, or whatever you believe in, where you feel connected and whole and bright and like you are capable of shining light for others in the darkness. And there are other times where you and that same moon will be a new moon, and it will be completely in the shadows, not reflecting any light. Still there, but not reflecting any light. And then there are all the phases in between that new moon and the full moon. And we are the same way. We are not meant to be a full moon all of the time. And that expectation that we put on ourselves, or that pressure that we might put on ourselves to be a full moon all the time, is unrealistic and can cause us more suffering. And so you can use this analogy as a comfort to you if you are a new moon right now and you feel disconnected, you feel in the dark, and like you just need to rest. You are allowed to do so. And you will not feel this way forever. And you are allowed to do whatever you need to do to feel comforted in these more difficult times. And you can also use that same analogy as permission for you to fully soak in all the good things you are feeling. If you are a full moon right now, shining your light for others who are in their new moon phase. Allowing yourself to make the most of it, to soak in all the good stuff you can, to help yourself as you move through more difficult things in the future. And so you can just let some of your awareness come to your face. And just noticing any expression that could be resting on your face, or any emotions that could be communicated by the expression resting on your face. And just making note of that as you allow these areas to soften and release. Allow your forehead to be wide and deep. Allow your eyelids to be soft, and just resting on their eyeballs. Allowing your nostrils to soften, the jaw, the chin, and even the ears. And even if it's just for a moment, feeling a deep sense of trust with your own anatomy. Trusting that when you let go, when you exhale and release, everything will be held right where it needs to be, without any of your doing. And it is safe for you to let go. Almost feeling a sense that the muscles of your face are just hanging off of the bones slightly, releasing back into the support of your skin. As you just allow this sense of softness and release to naturally cascade down the rest of the body. As the shoulders become a little heavier, the hands soften, along with all the muscles across the abdomen, feeling your pelvic floor lengthen and widen into your seat as the glutes relax a little bit deeper. Feeling both legs and feet all release. And just feeling this overall sense of heaviness in the body. And just allowing yourself to be held by the surface that is beneath you and hugged toward that surface by the force of gravity. Knowing that when you let go, you will not float away and you will not be crushed, but you will be held right where you need to be. And if you bring some attention to the crown of your head, that highest point in your body, you can let that almost be magnetically drawn upward, as you just feel a sense of lightness in the head, in the mind, and allow yourself to be long. Allow the tips of your shoulders to reach away from each other as you let yourself be wide. Collarbones be broad, and feel your heart sit in this proud position. As you feel a slight tuck of your lower rib cage, a slight tuck of your chin, to really just feel the full length of your spine. And with your awareness, tracing that space from the space between the sit bones, through the lower, middle, upper back, between the shoulder blades, through the back of your neck, and all the way through the crown of your head. Maybe tracing that space up and down a few times with your awareness, that center line of your body. Almost clearing this path with your own awareness. Maybe syncing it up with your breath. As your body inhales, your awareness traces upward. And as your body exhales, your awareness traces downward. Allowing your breath to naturally cleanse your system, cleanse your spinal cord. And you can gradually let your awareness rest more fully on your heart, as you just tune into that unique rhythm that is beating right within your chest. And just reminding yourself of the pure gift that this heart is, and how this exact heart has been pumping life into you from the time you were in your mother's womb up to this exact moment. And this heart will continue to beat for you until our very last days on this earth. And there's nothing in particular that you are doing to make your heart beat or to earn this beating heart. But this is something that is a pure gift of this life. And you do not need to prove yourself worthy of this gift. But the simple fact that you have this gift means that you are worthy. And you can show your appreciation for this gift of life by sharing your love with the world around you. By sharing with whatever is on your heart, with the people in the world that you interact with. And know that we can all fall into times in life where we forget that we are special, we forget that we are worthy, we forget that we have something to offer this world. And knowing that that is normal does not mean anything about you. It just means that you are human. We will all forget. And we will also all remember. And so when you catch yourself forgetting or operating from a place of lack, going out into the world and trying to earn more love, you can just remind yourself that you have a direct line of connection to the source of all love, whatever you believe that to be, through this heart. And so it would be impossible for you to earn any more of this love, since you have access to it all. And so you can change or flip those ideas of going out and trying to earn more love into going out and sharing the love you already have. And you'll see how that will naturally expand and awaken that same love in the people you interact with. Just reminding yourself of how truly and deeply special you are, even when you don't feel that. There is nobody else out there who perceives exactly what you perceive. And the way that you see the world around you is unique and valuable. Your voice is valuable, and you have something to offer this world, and that is why you are here. And so just being so kind to yourself in those moments where you forget, and allow yourself to comfort yourself in whatever ways you need to. And trusting that you will remember. You will feel inspired once again. And we are not meant, again, to feel inspired and great all the time. And the expectation that we put on ourselves to feel great all the time can be a great cause of suffering for us all. And so again, just reminding yourself of the cycles of the moon, the cycles of growth and decay in plants in the world around us, and how flowers only bloom when they are ready, when they have all the resources needed to bloom. And that same blooming flower will decay at some point and then bloom once again another season. And we are the same way as everything else in life and nature. We will have seasons of growth and expansion and seasons of decay and rest. And so just reminding yourself, whatever phase you are in, that this is temporary and this will change. And you are allowed to do whatever you need to do in the phase you are in. You are allowed to comfort yourself with your favorite food or movie or video game or activity. And you are also allowed to create and share and, do whatever you feel called to do with your inspiration. And just let go of that extra layer of resistance to this moment. Let go of that extra layer of suffering we put on ourselves, of expectations and trying to feel anything other than what we are feeling right now. And just simply allow yourself to feel as you already are feeling, to feel as you do right now. You can use your feelings, the physical sensations in your body, anything that you see, anything that you hear, as reminders of this present moment. And even when there is severe physical pain, that is a very forceful anchor to this present moment. Whatever you perceive, all of your senses will only ever exist in this moment. And so you can use them as tools to bring yourself out of your mind of wandering to the past and future and all the what ifs and all the I should haves. And just let yourself be exactly as you are right now. Knowing that you always do the best you can with the information and resources that you have. And trusting that you will always learn the lessons you need to learn when you need to learn them. And reminding yourself that having acceptance with this moment or with yourself and who you are right now does not mean that you like it or agree with it or even want it to be this way. It simply means that you accept it, that you acknowledge it is here. You acknowledge reality. And that is a necessary step in any change. That is the first step needed in change. And so it is possible for you to accept and love who you are right now fully and deeply, and at the same time have aspirations to grow in a different direction. You do not need to disown who you are right now in order to be someone different in the future. But you will naturally be someone different in the future. You will naturally grow and change and morph into other versions of you. And just being an active participant in your growth. And reminding yourself of what parts of you would like to grow more, what parts of you would like less of. And just doing it all from the space of deep kindness and understanding of why you are the way you are, just as you would have a deep sense of kindness and understanding with anyone else who you love deeply. Your best friend, your child, your parents, your animal. And releasing that idea that you need to be hard on yourself to achieve things. But you can be kind to yourself and loving toward yourself and still change and grow. And so you can just once again let awareness come back to your heart if it left. And just allow this heart to comfort you deeply, as this is your direct line of connection to love, to light, to compassion and empathy. And just simply allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to be loved exactly as you already are. So if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And just feeling that contact of your palms and fingers to one another. Feeling your heart lift toward your thumbs and your thumbs press back toward your heart. As you just feel all of this power that is generated through you. As you take a final deep and full breath into the body, filling up to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. And just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.